What's up, everyone? It's Teddy, aka JamesKisau on MTGO, and I think I made it under the wire. I'm here making the Edge of Eternities release week video just a day before I leave on tour. I think I'm gonna get it out in time, so that's great. Disregard the message I had last week where I said the Edge of Eternities video might be kind of late on the channel. And yeah, here we are. Edge of Eternities just came out today on MTGO, and we got quite a few interesting cards to play today in Grixis Control. As always, I feel like I need to make this disclaimer for release week videos. This is mostly an educational series. We're not really expecting to go super hard and win a lot with these cards because evaluation is pretty difficult, but I think I picked a handful of the cards that I think might perform the best. And sometimes we're completely caught off guard, like the Dragon Storm release week video went 5-0. I think that was probably the only one. All the same, it's pretty cool stuff to get to play with new cards. I know it happens pretty often these days, but this set seemed to be one of the ones with more hype surrounding it. And sure enough, there are quite a few cards that are in the list this time. It's not a very paltry offering like with Bloomborough or something like that. And all that being said, second disclaimer, I haven't heard a lot of people talking about too many of these cards in terms of warping the legacy format. We'll see if any of them become staples. I'm sure something will happen. I feel like every set has at least something to contribute to eternal formats, even if it's just in a more niche strategy. We'll see. And the work begins today. Let's talk about the cards, starting in CMC order, or going in CMC order. There's a new cycle of rare lands in this set. There are also shock lands. Shock lands very seldomly appear in Legacy. There's one for each color, and they all have the station mechanic, which is kind of like crew or vehicles, but the station counters remain from turn to turn. The idea, I guess, is you invest creatures' power into this land, and eventually you get a pretty good effect to go along with it. The blue and red ones weren't very relevant for Grixis Control, and you could argue the black one is also pretty slow, because unfortunately these lands always enter tapped, unlike Mistrized Village. And tapped lands are a pretty big opportunity lost in Legacy, but it's a new card, so we're going to try it out. This one is Secur-Secundi. Secur-Secundi, the Void Altar. It is a planet. It enters taps. It adds black, so I swapped out one of our basic mountains for this land. And if you station it to 12, you can pay 1 in a black, tap, pay 2 life, sacrifice a creature, and then you draw cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power. So just some late game grinding capabilities there. Could be pretty cool in a grindy matchup. We'll see if we ever get there. Problem with this land, of course, is that Grixis Control is pretty famous for having extremely efficient creatures that maybe don't have a lot of power. I think Kaito in the stock build is probably our highest power creature, other than Baraggoyf, of course, but I'm not running that today because I had to make room for the new cards. A lot of flex slots are missing, including Nimble Obstructionist, which is a 3-power creature, so we'll see if we get to 12 on that. I think it would take a pretty special game, but Legacy is full of special games, so that's the first card. Over to our next choice, Consult the Star Charts. It's 1 in a blue for an instant. It has Kicker, one of the most well-designed mechanics in all of Magic, dates all the way back to Invasion. You look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of lands you control. So on turn 2 on curve, this would be the top 2 cards of your library. You put one of those into your hand, but if the spell was kicked, you put 2 into the hand. So this could be a pretty powerful stock up kind of thing, especially if this is cast late game. You might be looking at, I don't know, 6 or 7 cards. So it digs pretty deep. We'll see if it is as powerful as some people think it might be. Moving on to the 3-drop slot, we have Archenemy's Charm, triple black spell, so that's pretty sketch for the deck. I try to stay away from any double pips that aren't blue, but here we are. We gotta try the new cards. So choose one. Exile target creature, planeswalker. Most of y'all know I'm not a big fan of even 2 mana 1-for-1 removal, but this is a modal spell, so that's kind of cool. And then second mode, return 1 or 2 target creatures or planeswalkers from your graveyard to your hand. So that's kind of cool. That's a 2-for-1 right there. It's also pretty rare to have planeswalker recursion in the deck. There have been a few examples that we've tried in the past, like Overlord of the Baelmerk, Takenuma, but in general, It's really just creatures that we're able to get back via Kolaghan's command, reanimate, what have you. So this is kind of a unique thing for Grixis Control. The fact that it can be a 2-for-1 is also pretty nice. And then the final mode is put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature and it gains lifelink until end of turn. I could see that saving us in some spots. Combat tricks are very rare in Legacy, so the fact that one is now in Grixis Control actually makes me pretty happy. Alright, let's move on to the 4-drop slot. We got Starfield Vocalist, probably the most sketchy choice here. It kind of reminds me of when I was trying out Go-Go for the Final Fantasy release week video, but it has a very powerful new ability called Warp. Warp is kind of like Fixed Adventure in a lot of ways. Like adventure cards, you can cast the adventure part and then cast a creature right away. With Warp, you cast it, exile at the end of turn, and then on a later turn, you can cast the creature again. So that's kind of cool. The Warp is always going to be way less than the casting cost, so the idea is you get this effect early on, but for not very long, just a very small window. Then later on, you can get this effect permanently. It is a human bard with 3/4 power and toughness, pretty good stats. And then if a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So you might be getting double Baleful Strix, double Orcish Bowmasters, double Snapcaster Mage, all that good stuff. We have enter the battlefield effects in Grixis Control. It's just part of what we do. So I thought the synergy here was kind of interesting. And it's a blue card, so it pitches to Force of Will. I don't really expect this to do too much. I think along with Secur-Secundi, I'm going to keep saying that, it's probably on the fringe, but, you know, we try these things out. It's fun. Finally, Quantum Riddler. This card is getting quite a bit of hype going into release week here. It is a 4/6 with flying for 5 mana. Really on the edge of castability here. When it enters, you draw a card, and as long as you have 1 or fewer cards in hand, if you would draw 1 or more cards, you draw that many cards +1. So I guess if you cast this from Hellbent, or you go down to 1 card casting this, you'd draw 2 off of it. Furthermore, I could see us really catching up if I cast this on the Warp and then play a land and then cast a Ponder or something like that. Could have some really powerful catch-up turns with Quantum Riddler, and we'll see how it goes. It's also blue, which is very forgiving in Legacy because, like I said, Force of Will, just like Starfield Vocalist. I have high hopes for Warp. I think it's pretty powerful whenever you get to cast something and then bank it for later, especially when that card cantrips, and especially when it's in a zone that's hard to interact with, the Exile zone. No one's out there playing Rift Sweeper, so yeah, we'll see what this does. There's a lot of hype around it. It was hard to get this card. I had to get a pretty strange artwork version, along with Consult the Star Charts. Like, these don't even match. You'll have to forgive me on that part. Sideboard's the same. I don't really like playing sideboard cards on the release week videos, although I did it in the Final Fantasy one, I think, with Yuffie and Fire Magic. But that set had so many cards that I wanted to try that just made sense. So yeah, that's our spread. Hey everyone, I just want to also add this point in real quick. I realized this during match 1, so spoilers for the future. During sideboarding in match 1, I have a huge freak out over forgetting one of the cards. 0-point Ballad. Black X, for destroy all creatures with toughness X or less, you lose X life, and if X is 6 or more, you return a creature put into the graveyard this way under your control. So it's really cool to have a sweeper in Grixis Control. You do lose life, so you have to be a little careful, but in general, having such a modal or scalable sweeper is pretty nifty. I think I would have rather put it in the sideboard, but it was in the main board on accident, so yeah, this is actually what the list looks like. Okay. Excited to see what they do, if anything. I mean, I feel like usually always something interesting happens, so we'll jump in there and see what happens. If you'd like to support the channel, liking, commenting, subscribing is totally free and goes a long way. We're almost at 2,000 subs. Then there will be an intro for the channel, which I'm looking forward to. And then there's also a Patreon where you get an additional league of content every week for only $2 a month. If you want, you can just sign up, binge watch all the content, leave. You know, I'll just be making the videos no matter what, so it's out there if you want to check it out. $5 tier will get you eligibility for donation bonus leagues, and those have been a big hit around here. And then the top tier is for private coaching and my eternal gratitude. So yeah, let's take off to the stars, hop in your spaceship, and yeah, see how the league's going. New league just started. Last league went pretty well for us. Last season, that is. I ended out with 9 trophies, just barely missed the 10th one on 2 separate occasions. Shout out my buddy Ikata for taking me down on a Esper Vile Yorion deck, which is pretty tough for Grixis to keep up with. And then I lost to Grixis Wizards a couple hours ago. So we didn't get to get our face on the leaderboard as the league ended, but that's fine. I think it was still a great season for Grixis Control. 9 trophies is fantastic. Let's see if we can start out again in style. And I'm leaving on tour tomorrow, but there will still be videos. Yeah, okay, let's go. All right, folks, let's get this underway. There's no new cards, but we don't just mulligan a functional hand because there's no new cards. Goblin Welder makes me feel like this might be Painter. And without any way to remove this right away, they might just get us. So I'll play this Misleading Swamp. But untapping with Welder is pretty strong. They have another one. Potentially no land drop? Yeah, they're attacking with that. Interesting. Another Strix. Yeah, I feel like getting rid of one Welder will be important eventually, but let's get on board. Halt the aggression. You have a polluted Delta now. Grindstone. I gotta say, this is a pretty funny matchup to run into first, since pretty much all the new cards I've added to the deck are blue, and this deck runs Red Blast in the main board. Seems fine to just destroy Grindstone and shock that Welder main phase before they untap. And I'm interested in something of a race here. If they're missing land drops, the more damage I can deal to them, the better. That I might cheese. And they're holding up the Welder now. We're hitting lands. Lots and lots of lands. I don't see them casting a Painter and activating a Grindstone. I just don't. Let's get Kaito in. They might Red Blast it. That is a good exchange for us. I'm not interested in tapping down this Welder. I just want stuff like Force of Will or Lightning Bolt. I guess I'll take Brainstorm though, because the hand is not efficient enough right now. And I will do that around Red Blast. There's Bolt. And Bowmaster's pretty good, actually. Alright, send it back. Goblin Engineer. Alright, are we going to see something like Portal Aphraxia? Wouldn't actually hurt all that much. Chaos Defiler is tough, though. They will destroy my Kaito. You got it. Then we'll just clean up this board here. Go ahead and Shatter Chaos Defiler. Shock Goblin Engineer. Then Bowmaster that Welder. And then maybe we'll draw a new card. Consult the star charts, even for 2 mana, would what? Look at 5 cards. That's the best impulse I've ever seen. Welder's back. Don't think they'll want to block, but I'll offer it anyways. I will offer the trade. Negative. Alright, play Strix. Another Bolt. I don't want this untapping. Something weird might happen. Yeah, bit of a non-game to start the league here. So I apologize, Noodle Boy. May you hit your lands. Oh my god, did I forget about 0 Point Ballad? I forgot about 0 Point Ballad during the deck tech. It was hiding off screen. And there's a Murktide in this list too. Oh man. Am I gonna re-record the deck tech now? Oh. Shoot. This is basically like a Wrath effect. Y'all know 0 Point Ballad. I think I will keep it in. Sweepers are pretty nice. Okay, that is a sideboard card. I don't know why. I knew something was missing. Something didn't feel right. Consign, Meltdown, Fatal Push. From the Catacombs. Trim the big blue stuff. Which includes some new cards, regrettably. Tameo. 1 Force of Will. Sure, I'll trim one of the Consult the Star Charts as well, and then Thoughtseize. Alright. Pretty rough hand. Let's mulligan that. That's better. We can bottom from the catacombs here. That'll be for later. Ancient Tomb, Painter's Servant, you got it. So I can't counter anything with Consigned Memory any longer. Well, that's not actually very true. Let's bolt this right now. If they have a Simian Spirit Guide along with Pyroblast to prevent this from happening, they'll be pretty low on resources. Yeah, you got it. I mean, if they go Ancient Tomb, Grindstone, it'll all make sense. But that's not what happened. Tezzeret. Very cool. And Tezzeret should be blue, so this all checks out. Alright, we're really rolling the dice here, like black or red? Black or red? Why are you back? I think red. There's still more bolts than Fatal Push in the deck right now. Cast Ponder. Yeah. This Tezzeret, though, it honestly doesn't do that much anymore. It's kind of dangerous if I let them put the Grindstone on the stack as well. But yeah, it's kind of rough. I'm certain they'll be able to put some loyalty on this next turn. Fable the Mirrorbreaker. Yeah, that card's pretty good. That didn't do anything. So this Shaman token will put counters on Tezzeret. We need to brainstorm Kaito. Alright. Put back from the Catacombs and a land, I think. Then we'll get a Badlands with this, and then brainstorm. It's tough. I think I just push the Shaman token and pray that they don't get a counter on this Tezzeret so I can hit it with Bowmasters, but it's pretty unlikely. It's pretty unlikely. Meltdown will be down the road. Well, not as down the road as Kaito. So go like that. Hit that. We'll see if they expose Grindstone. They might. No, they discard it. Great Furnace triggering Tezzeret. Quite good. Goblin Engineer. Dragon Engine in the yard. Yeah, the mulligan's kind of beating us right now, because even though we've kept pretty solid parity here, they're starting to outgrind us. This Meltdown might help eventually, but not right now. I think I'm going to consign Chapter 3 here and then check the other one with Bowmasters. But I should probably ponder. Arch Enemy's Charm and more Bowmasters. I think I'd rather have a land drop. Yep. Alright. One card left might be Red Blast. Oh, this does not get blue. Not untapped blue anyways. I got a swamp. I'll play around Blood Moon a little bit. And then you also gotta wonder, to what degree can I ignore Tezzeret? Probably not to a high degree. Put a point on the Shaman because it's pretty incentivized to attack. Decline. I'll counter you. Still another one coming though. Yeah, I think they want the tutor. Oh, yep. I don't know how I missed that. So now they get Grindstone, cast it. It's pretty good. Screwed that up. Although they would have had something to hit anyways with that treasure token. Nice. Alright, let's try not mulligan this time. Trim another Force of Will. Opposition Agent also seems like a lot better than it was before. They're banking on Tezzeret to do stuff. Hand looks good. Do they even have room for stuff like Blood Moon anymore? I don't know, let's test him. Yeah, Strix is good here. I want all of these cards. No play. That says to me probably Red Blast. Let's pass. Fable. Quite good. What do I do about that? I do want to cast my mana, or spend my mana rather. Push it. Then get this Strix trigger in. Well, they don't have Red Blast up. Kolaghan's Command. Not bad. They don't use Fable, so their hand is perfect. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. Try to hit a land here. Force a Will. It might be a way to like trade cards without spending any mana, but I don't think that's what this is going to be about. Meltdown. They have no artifacts. Peculiar. Alright, Bowmasters. Hit the Welder. And yeah, let them come to me here. Now the decline makes sense. I'm more than happy to trade like that. Another Welder. I still don't have those artifacts though in the yard. I'm curious what's going to go on here. Definitely Bolt. Reflection. Card's a problem. I'll have another one though. It's all rough. Arch Enemy's Charm that I can actually cast. Can you believe that? Alright. I need to get my engine going. Unsurprisingly, they do not block. I'm gonna get Bowmasters back. That Welder is in hot water. But I might need to bolt it preemptively. Get a land, hopefully. No? Rough. Been them both. Fail. Oh, hopefully I don't lose. Maybe that was risky. But sometimes you gotta take risks with Grixis Control if you want to outvalue two Fable the Mirror Breakers. I'm just saying. They're gonna do that thing again. How awful. Double Engineer. Alright. This could have been avoided if I hit a land last turn. Yeah, it was the next card. Go figure. It's all good. I think we can still come back from this. Maybe. I feel like I do need to shock Reflection and destroy Chaos Defiler. But it's a little rough. The good news is I definitely have the life total to play around with this. And I'm also wondering, should I just shock the Welder? Card's a problem. I don't know. I have these Bowmasters. I'd rather get a little more value out of my life. What I should have done though is fetch beforehand. Grab the other Badlands. Oh my god. Well, they don't have an artifact to do it with yet. I still feel like I should be ready. Because they can get that artifact without giving me priority if it's Great Furnace. Meltdown looking terrible for some reason. Painter's Servant. And then yeah, nothing. This is interesting. Well, start picking them off, I guess. Consign is pretty nice. Melder's gotta go. Fighting hard. Painter's Servant. It's not dangerous yet, but if their last few cards are like Red Blasts, could be pretty bad. See if they Red Blast that. Looks like yeah. They choose black. Fury. Maybe they're gonna go for the Dragon Engine now. That would be a big problem solved. Yeah. And this is mostly why I didn't replicate. Back at 20. They're at 6. Is there any way I can just burn them out? I think I can if I Arch Enemy's Charm. No! Haha, yeah. Yeah, 0 point him would have been pretty good. Yeah, I guess I just pass here. If they top deck an artifact, it'd be a little rough. But I'm looking to like Arch Enemy's Charm, get back Bowmaster, Snapcaster Mage. Hopefully they just draw a land or something, I don't know. I could get back Kaito Bowmasters, but that doesn't seem as good. Especially if Snapcaster Mage can then cast Arch Enemy's Charm. Get Strix Kaito. Black, black, black. We're doing it. Can you believe it? Flashing the Bowmasters. We're both playing new cards. Alright. Land. What does that give me? I mean, if they try to cast a spell with Ancient Tomb, there's Snap Bolt, obviously. As close as we are to the end, I think I just need to sit back. I'm kind of starting to realize, like, how am I ever going to Station 12, Secur-Secundi. That seems impossible. Is this just the new cooldowns command? No. This game was just insanely grindy. Now we're hitting the lands. Maybe too many? Alright, they conceded that. Wow. Arch Enemy's Charm really grinded out the very ending there. Yeah, we fought through a lot. We fought through 2 Fables wholesale. Didn't counter either of them. So far, pretty cool. Welcome back for round number 2. Up against my buddy Lons NL. Trophy leader last season. Keeping 7. So will I. Usually grinds with the best deck. Last seen on this channel playing Carnforge Ring. But I've also faced them a lot playing Reanimator, so we'll see. Urza's Saga makes me feel like this is probably Carnforge Ring. Pretty slow start over there. Might even just bolt them off the bat. That was a tough draw. Yeah, 2 bolts, Orcish Bowmasters, depending on if they have an Ancient Tomb or not. They do. This could go pretty well for us. We'll see. Bolt there. Another bolt. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, what are they going to do? Not make a construct? That'd be crazy. Wait for them to make the second one, and then I think I'll aim a Bowmaster ping at it. I think that should be how it works. I am really glad I bolted last turn because I don't have that much red mana. I'm guessing they'll get some kind of key here. Yeah, Manifold Key. An additional Ancient Tomb, Grim Monolith. Yeah. Is Red Source my best draw next turn? It might be. I'm also wondering, like, if they don't play a One Ring, is my best play sending both creatures in to just get 1 point of damage across? I feel like might be. It seriously might be. Then if I top deck a Red Source, if they have to use those Ancient Tombs for mana, that should be lethal. It'd be a bad time to draw a new clunky card. Kozilek's Command will give me a trigger, so I don't need to do that. But they also scry 3. Go 1 top. A little scary. Cling to Dust. Did not hit the Red Source. Cast Brainstorm. Force of Will should be just as good, though. I think go like this. I don't think there's anything that can like make me shuffle, but I could also bolt the construct so I don't lose to some weird Manifold Key, unblockable, Flesh Raker, just barely getting across the line ridiculousness, but and then hit for 2. That puts them to 8, but then I don't have the reach in hand, so I don't think that's as good. Urza's Workshop only taps for 1. But then they can untap Grim Monolith. And I'll force that. I want their mana to cost life. It should cost life. Kran. I don't think Kran will gain life, right? I guess we'll see. Do they have Zurin Orb? Don't have Zurin Orb. Mystic Forge. Alrighty. Pretty sure we got this. Guess I'll draw through my lands. Bolt. Bolt. Hell yeah. Love me some aggro. Definitely aided by these Ancient Tombs. I mean, that's how it goes. I often say that Ancient Tomb is one of our most reliable win cons. Alright, Price of Progress and Meltdown. Regrettably, Meltdown's not that good. I'm gonna tell Lons the same joke. Consign, of course. I wonder if Lons is trying out the new Tezzeret as well. It's very powerful. A lot of utility. Any Planeswalker that can get loyalty through unconventional means is worth varying levels of research, I'd say. More than a modicum of research. On this very channel, we messed around with Ral Crackling Wit, and it was pretty good. Pretty good. On the draw, I don't think I want this Thoughtseize. Been on the fence on Surgical as well. Like, that's been a lot of feedback I've been getting in the comments about third Thoughtseize against the deck. Or I guess it'd just be second Thoughtseize. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then Surgical. This deck can win in so many different ways. Like, even if you extract Karn and Fleshraker, which is not that easy to do, and you go down a card usually to do that. They still have Saga. They just have ways to overwhelm. 0 Point Ballad, I think we can live without that one. Same with Starfield Vocalist. I think this will be for grindier matchups. If we encounter any, trim this Badlands, and then not wild about Edict in the matchup either. Keep one. Ukin's out there. Consult the star charts. So is our blue count like pretty inflated here? It is. So that's kind of cool. Do I need to lose the Riddler? Riddler. Hark Enemy's Charm seems hard to leverage as well. The triple black. It's not nothing. It really is not. How about a Strix, and then Cling to Dust is pretty soft too. Actually, I'd take a Strix over Cling to Dust here. Okay. This is a pretty clear mulligan, I think. Opponent's also taking a mulligan. Yeah, I can make do with that. And then bottom a Force of Will. Or do I? I could bottom Bowmasters and figure out WinCon later. But I won't have that many cards if I'm in a game where I have to force twice, realistically. I don't think I'm going to be able to like hold on to Consult the Star Charts until I can kick it. So it gets pretty difficult to try and decide. If I was feeling extra crazy, I'd bottom Bloodstained Mire, I think. Maybe that's not wrong, though. We have a lot of ways to look for land, and we don't even really need that many. People are going to yell at me for that one. But we get pretty punished for drawing lands. And we don't want to draw against lands. We want to win. So far, so great. Oh man, I'm going to get so roasted for this. Alright. Ponder. Yeah. The third Force of Will seems a little excessive. But you'd almost rather play Bowmasters next turn over Thoughtseize. You almost would. You kind of want to. Then that would give me the choice between Petty Theft or a Consult. You know what? Forget about Thoughtseize. Yeah, I said it. If they play Tezzeret, do I need to counter that? I don't fight over mana. I don't fight over mana. I fight over card advantage. And I think I'm pitching... Probably Consult the Star Charts, right? Petty Theft is pretty handy. I can go back and forth on this one. I'm pretty much always just playing Bowmasters next turn, right? Not necessarily. Could also just pitch a Force of Will. Because I'm probably not going to want to force 3 times. Sure. Hopefully I don't regret that. Send it back. Ideally, they can't even make a construct. Ideally, they don't have an additional land. Beautiful. Then yeah, we'll definitely play Bowmasters here. What the heck? Disruptor Flute? Naming what, Bowmasters? I should have pitched those to Force of Will, am I right? Yep. How could you? Guess I'm casting Consult the Star Charts. Look at the top 2 cards in my library and get one of them. Oh, goody. It's probably Kaito, right? Riddler. Yeah, I'll take Riddler. Floating 1. The fact that no constructs came out of that is pretty great. And if I can not force until I have the Quantum Riddler to pitch, that would be wonderful. So I'm thinking maybe Time Walk if they get like, yeah, key, move to untap the Monolith. If I just bounce the Monolith, does that work? Is that devious? They have an additional key, but yeah, no additional mana. We've jammed them. Is this that incredibly weird spot where I force Grim Monolith? I don't know. I really don't fight over mana. I know I keep saying that, but I don't do it. I don't fight over mana. If you fight their card advantage, you'll be a much happier person. Oh my god. It's just not actually that good though. It's not better than getting Kaito in. All they need to do is like top deck Planar Nexus, and I get crushed. Bin both of these. Yeah, that's better. Come one. Oh, I think they meant come on. Not hitting lands. I mean, it happens sometimes. Yeah, this Meltdown's not that good. And the fact that this Meltdown can also now hit a Mystic Forge? I don't know. Do I even keep Kolaghan's Command? You often do in this matchup. Yeah, I'll keep Kolaghan's Command, melt for 1. No, melt for 2. And probably deploy Bowmasters. I could have warped Quantum Riddler. Okay, yeah, Kolaghan's Command. I had a feeling would come in handy here. I don't fight over mana. Play Bowmasters. Give them the satisfaction that they had the read. Hit for 1. And now do I plus with Kaito? I think it's a 2-turn clock either way. If I weaponize Kolaghan's Command. Quantum Riddler not really looking that impressive. Yeah, I think just drawing with Kaito's got to be better. Then we just got to bust through the Construct token with Kolaghan's Command. Probably Shock, maybe? Or we could even Petty Theft it. Yeah, we're very rolled up. Arch Enemy's Charm. Or Arch Enemy's Charm. I have triple black again, so I guess everything that I said about this card was wrong, and that it's always castable. I think I'll bin them both. I think I'd rather have, like, my final Force of Will, or even a land. Or a Consign, yeah. That's also just as good, if not better than Force of Will. I could even counter Chapter 2 here, but we want them to spend their mana. Planar Nexus, their mana just exploded. Thank goodness they didn't find that a while ago. And a pass. Well, we should probably just flood the board here, I think. But does that mean casting Brazen Borrower? Or Orcish Bowmasters? Because I don't want them to resolve Kozilek's Command. I think it means Bowmasters. They know about this Brazen Borrower. So they know that like blocking is not a real reality outside of Kozilek's Command. Sure, I'll take the land. And Quantum Riddler is probably just gonna not get any screen time here. But we had a feeling that would be true anyways. They don't really have the mana for like 2 Kozilek's Commands for them to both be impactful. But if they try that, I think I'll throw everything I have. I'll force. I don't think there's much more to worry about past that. Boy, consult the star chart. It's pretty bad, huh? We looked at 2 cards. I mean, from here it would probably be pretty nice, right? Okay, then this happens. I think I will Petty Theft, and I still have Kolaghan's Command in reserve. Alright, we got there. Nice little payback from last time when they beat me. Just kidding. You know I love you, Alons. And yeah, 2-0. We actually did get to cast... Yeah, we cast 2 new cards so far. That's pretty good, actually. Honestly, for these release week videos. See if we can cast even more. Here we go for round number 3. This hand is so unexciting, I'm gonna mulligan. Ah, much better. I think I'll bottom a Brainstorm. Gotta show off the new cards and all that. Underground Sea. Nothing. Well, they might entomb here. It could be a quick one. Arch Enemy's Charm. I'll threaten the same. If you get Atraxa, I'll get Archon. I mean, whoever goes off first, though, even if this was a mirror, which it's not. Highly favored. But maybe they'll play around like Days or something. Yeah, they just Brainstorm. I don't think they would do this if they didn't already have a fetch line in hand. But you never know. Yeah. What are they up to? This doesn't have to be Reanimator either. It could be like Doomsday or something like that. And I have something to do at the end of the turn that doesn't play into Bowmasters. It's kind of cool. There's the Entomb. Going for Atraxa. Do I let them take a draw step? I mean, one of my favorite things to do against this deck is to get a 2-for-1 with Cling to Dust. If they try to reanimate and I Cling Atraxa, it's like it traded for in 2-man reanimate. But I don't have Cling, and at that point, if I find it off Brainstorm, they could also Daze at that point. We're honestly hoping they cast Bowmasters. They don't. Okay, I have Force of Will. I hope that works. Let's put back Arch Enemy's Charm and Riddler. Or how about one of the Bowmasters, and then we'll pitch Riddler. Hopefully they don't force back. That would be the nuts. They didn't have the nuts. Or another reanimation spell, it seems. That's lucky. I don't have my reanimate either because I had to make room for these wacky cards. I wish I did. And if I get to 3 mana, things really open up. Like I could maybe tap down Atraxa. Oh, that's good. That's a good one. A very good top deck, I will say. Oh, do they have Murktide? They do. I mean, I could tap this down too. There are definitely ways that goes wrong. I wonder if I should consult the star charts. It's a 6/6. That's pretty large. I will let it go. Ooh, Tameo. Now they can block both of my creatures. That's not very good, is it? I feel like they have Daze. Let's get the Bowmasters on board. Maybe they'll cast Brainstorm in a panic in response. No. They didn't panic. I guess I'm just taking a hit from Murktide Regent, as rough as it sounds, and then consult the star charts. Although, it would make sense if one of their last cards was Daze. But we hope it's like Archon or something. Maybe just more land. I don't know. Attacking with both. Big hit. Go to 12. Hit hurts. I hope they try to reanimate Atraxa here. And don't have Force of Will. I should have clarified. Alright, Atraxa is no longer part of this game. Cast Consult the Star Charts. What if I took my own Murktide Regent? No, I should take a Lightning Bolt. Tameo, like this Bowmaster's not going to be around forever. Yo, what if I did take Murktide though? Is that crazy? I think it's a little crazy. But the selection on that was pretty nice. 2 Lightning Bolts. Okay. Now we'll attack. I'm going to lose the army token. Because I want to keep Bowmasters established. I don't want them to have a window to cantrip or something like that. I'll take a land here. I wouldn't hate that. Huh. Oh, wait. Oh my god. What is wrong with me? Why did I do that? I guess I'm racing now? Jesus Christ. Oh, Christ. Now they can attack Kaito. Whoops. Sorry, everyone. God damn. Okay. Focus. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. I got a card. I got a card. Cards are great. Oh, calm down. That was so dumb. Okay, I'm gonna take this bolt and I guess try and race. Kaito effectively gains me some life here. I don't really want to put Bowmasters in the graveyard though. I'll top. So if they thought seize me, that's also a big whatever. Although I guess I could have baited them into... Well, that might affect the race here. I could have baited them into reanimating Bowmasters and taking damage via that. I don't know. Let's see what happens here. That was a blunder. God damn it. Seems like I would have lost Kaito anyways. Bolt you. They let it go. Let's attack. Maybe they don't have days. Alright, block them with Tameo. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. On their upkeep, let's shoot Brazen Borrower. Hanging back with Tameo still. I go to 6. Gain 3 life off Cling. Yeah, now we're kind of hoping their hand is just like full of entombs and reanimates and stuff like that. Bolt. I think I just bolt again too, right? Well, I don't want them to daze that. If they daze Cling, like, I feel like that's just game over anyways. I could top deck a land, of course. This would be a terrible time to draw like Starfield Vocalist. Oh, I have Force of Will for that. Alright, so I don't think they have daze. Their last card's probably a cantrip. Hit the land. That's worth a surveil. Blocking there. They're at 4. Hit Brazen Borrower. What if I hit Archenemy's Charm? I think I'm just destroying or exiling Murktide Region at that point. No bones about it. Hopefully they drew a cantrip. Got some outs here. We didn't need to be here. I totally screwed up. Activate Bloodstained Mire. Do that. 0-point Ballad. Yeah, that's not going to work. That will make me lose, unfortunately. Help. Thoughtseize? God damn it. Terrible. Well, I punted that away, that's for sure. All I really had to do was not screw up with Kaito. Hold on. If I kept 0 point... Oh, wait, no, it only affects is 6 or more. Yeah, I think I just have to rip Bolt off the top. I could rip Brainstorm and then Brainstorm into land Bolt, I guess. It's something that could happen. Nope. I screwed that up so badly. Jesus Christ. I think that game would normally go our way, but... Wow. I'm so sorry, everyone. It's been a lot recently, but I should do my best for y'all. I apologize. That was such a punt. Okay. Reanimator. It does, like, at least show, like, how far the matchups come, though. Like, if you have to actively make huge mistakes to lose the matchup, it's probably in a good spot. Christ. Alright, all the normal stuff here. Sometimes I'm on the fence about Nile Spellbomb since they'll often side out of the combo. But we'll keep it in here. Still trimming up Badlands. I think I will not have time for Secur-Secundi, so actually I will keep this Badlands in. Trim 1 Bolt. And honestly, I feel like trimming a Force of Will has been where I want to be recently. But we'll keep all 4 in, just because we're kind of playing with a not standard list. I might trim this other Bolt. That would leave us with 6/1 mana removal spells for Tameo. Only 4 for Dauthi Voidwalker. I guess that's okay. I could trim one of the Consults, since we don't often have a lot of time. But I do like that it cantrips and doesn't get punished by Orcish Bowmasters. That is a cool feature. But yeah, it's nice to have a incredibly slim curve against this deck. Looking good. Keep. Be a little soft to a fast reanimate. With Entomb, that is, so I think we'll be alright. If I just slam out Strix on turn 2, I do like that game against this deck. They don't have a Tamiyo. Maybe I should just Brainstorm right now. Yeah, my mana's going to be a little tied up. Now I have Cling, so I probably want to hold that up. Indeterminate what else I should be holding up here. We didn't see a Daze last round, but a way I can play around Daze here is if I Cling and then Island Cycle. No Entomb. Bloodstained Mire. Alrighty. I'll also usually play Bowmasters in this matchup, just because it makes Reanimate worse. And I got a Brainstorm out of them, which is cool. I don't think I want to draw the Brainstorm on top of my deck. I think I will Island Cycle on my upkeep. I owe everyone watching a big apology. I cannot believe that. I haven't made such an absent-minded mistake like that in some time. It has been a minute. Alright, let's Thoughtseize and see what I gotta do. I might even Ponder after that. Fatal Push my Bowmasters. Double Murktide, Reanimate, Tamiyo. Good cards, I see. Take one of them. Well, I don't know. Taking only one of the Murktides never really seems to make sense. So, what? I guess I'll take Force of Will, just so I can stop whatever they do. That doesn't really seem to make sense either, though. They might try to reanimate Bowmasters, and I can just Cling. I feel like I have to work through these eventually. Like, what if I take Murktide and then hit Surgical Extraction off my Ponder? Are they for sure going to cast Murktide next turn? I think they probably will. Does that mean I'm taking Tamiyo? I don't think so. Fatal Push lines up nicely. I'm really leaning towards taking one of the Murktide regions, but that just doesn't make sense. So I think I should take Force of Will. It's weird. It's very weird. Then if they try to reanimate my Bowmasters, I think I'll hit it with Cling. That felt like an insane line. Ooh, they hit Wasteland, going after my Underground Sea. And now they're going to reanimate my Bowmasters? Does that make any sense? I can keep them off Murktide this turn if I just Cling something that's in their graveyard. That's pretty funny. Sure. This is goofy, though. True Force of Will. I'm really going down on cards. And yeah, they did exactly what I said they probably would. Don't think I'm willing to Force of Will that. It is a bit of a headache, though. Tamiyo as well. Alright, I think land is our best draw here. Push Bowmasters, cast Strix, Pyroblast. Alternatively, I could just Pyroblast Tamiyo right now and then take a hit from Bowmasters. It's not the worst. It wouldn't have been like the worst thing to ponder into that. Brazen Barber is also a nice draw in this scenario. And now I gotta ask myself, do I need to Force of Will this Murktide Regent? Probably, yeah. Even though it makes me sad. I've really gone down in cards here. It's like nothing ever happened. Fatal Push. Ponder. Looking good. As long as they don't Entomb Reanimate right away. Well, let's see what they get. Banning Tamiyo? It's pretty fascinating. Are they high rolling? Or just like trying to get a Murktide on board? It'd only be a 3/3. Doesn't seem particularly exciting. Thoughtseize. Oh no. Now they'll Murktide. I'll top deck Bowmasters, and then my Red Blast is after that. So we just gotta hang tight. Or if they play Brainstorm next turn. I can actually take that Murktide out. Yeah, it does feel like things are moving slowly. I feel like they're maybe due to play a cantrip. I haven't seen a single Ponder yet and only one Brainstorm. Seems like an ideal turn for a cantrip, I'd say. We'll do it at end of turn no matter what. Nice. Play Bowmasters. Ping this army. Hopefully they shuffle. I'd even be fine if they wastelanded me. No shuffle. Oh dear. Voidwalker. Oh man. This is going to be a really tight race. They have no cards left. I can see why they thought about it. I'm too far away from escaping Cling, I feel like. So I pretty much just need to hit like Bolt, Fatal Push, stuff like that. And there's only lands and Red Blast in the Void, so that part's not so much of a concern. And yeah, we're just hoping that they tanked on that Ponder because the other cards weren't that good. Going straight to combat. We're both at 8, but they get the first hit. Snapcaster Mage. That swings the race. Provided they add nothing else to it. Yep. Land. One card left. What is it? Daze? Oh my god. Alright, come on, top deck. Please. Yes! Oh, I just bolt them. I almost bolted the Voidwalker like a fool. That would have been such stupidness. Feels good. Should have been over by now, but I made a horrible, horrible play in game 1 that I'll never forgive myself for. I don't think we changed much for game 3. It seems like they're off the combo. They might pivot back onto it in game 3. And Surgical is fine because they just leave Reanimated no matter what. Not to mention if I can like remove one of their threats from the game. Like if I can sculpt my hands not having to account for like Voidwalker or Murktide or Tamiyo, you know, stuff like that. That can be pretty nice. I also really like From the Catacombs in this matchup, but they're leaving their wastelands in, so we will not go down that route. I almost want this Lightning Bolt. There are days I feel like I'm just approaching this matchup entirely wrong. Like, they use Reanimate, so they use their life total. Then the Force of Wills and the fetch lands add up, and sometimes you can bolt them out. But the problem there is that a lot of their threats gain life. Well, not a lot of them, but like Baragoyf, Traxa, Archon gains life. I don't think I'm changing anything. Plenty of blue cards. Haven't seen a single Bowmasters yet either. We always know they could be out there. But yeah, I think we just run it back. Imagine how sad it would have been if I drew Archmage's Charm. And there is consideration to actually take that out in this matchup. Hand is great. Since I'm pretty incentivized to get basic lands. They have a Tamiyo. See if they have a Daze as well. I'm going to bolt right away. Basic Island means no Entomb Reanimate. Do that. No Daze. This feels good when you're on the draw. Handling threats as they come. Ponder. They didn't fetch for that island. So I wonder how many lands they have. They didn't fetch for those, so I feel like marginally, we might have better top decks in the super late game here. Speaking of Archmage's Charm, Arch Enemy's Charm, I feel like I'm seeing that a lot too. Ooh, Force of Will is cool and all. So is Bowmasters. Ponder's good at finding land. I think I'm just going to shuffle. Yeah, there we go. That's all I wanted. No Entomb. Scalding Tarn. Quick activation. Is this Baragoyf? Yeah, baby. I got the Edict. If they have the Force, this could be tough. Then I'll be diving for Force to fight back. Give it a shot. 4 cards over there. Okay, it works. Phew. But they do have double black now, so gotta look out for Entomb Reanimate. Reanimate Baraglyph. I'll try to cling. They might have days by now, but we'll see. They might also just go like land Entomb Reanimate. But I think they would have gone for that by now, because that seems strong. And do I get another Badlands here, or do I get Swamp? I don't want to get wasted off red or black. Sure. Nice. Keeping them all at bay. They do have a wasteland, so I suppose I made something of the right call. Tameo. Hoping to draw a land here. Down to 2 cards. Okay. And I'll play that if I don't hit another land. But I do hit another land. Do we think they have Brainstorm? Is there any point to do this on their upkeep? I think I just do it now. Is that even true? No, I think I do it on their upkeep. Well, that worked too. No play. Either that or Stealthy Bowmasters. Alright, you're up. I've got Cling to Grind. No Brazen Borrower, no Bowmasters. Thoughtseize. Guess I'll Brainstorm now. Hide Edict on top. Cast Bowmasters. They have so much life. Push. That's another card that makes sense for them to have. Alright. Have their next threat wrapped with this Edict here, which is cool. Now I just really want to find Kaito or Murktide. There's a lot of cool stuff out there I could find. There's a Cling on top of my deck that I probably don't want to draw. Ponder, yep. When that happens, I can't Murktide this turn unless they play a land. They don't play a land. I think I do pick up that Cling to Dust. It might embolden them to make a play. And they scoop. Yeah, I'm just grinding, feeling pretty good. They have a lot of life though, so yeah, cool. 3-0. Again, I'm really sorry about that punt in game 1. That was atrocious. I said I was going to do it. I said I was going to tap down Murktide, and then I just didn't. So whatever. Didn't cost us the match. Alright, here we go for round number 4. After that insane punt last night, I figured it would be less stressful if I just picked this up the following morning with a fresh mind, because that would be less stressful. Yeah, I have to leave in a few hours, but this felt less stressful than continuing to play after a punt like that. I think there was some exhaustion coming in. Even though I was excited to play, I think my play was impacted. Up against Warsaw, we faced off against each other in Vintage before, but I can't remember the last time we've played Legacy together. I'll keep this hand. It's got lands and a Force of Will. Probably pitching Starfield Vocalist unless I have a crazy turn, but I don't know. It's kind of a lot of mana. Opponent keeping 7. Let's just go ahead and play Polluted Delta. It would be nice to shuffle after Brainstorming, but also if they go Blood Moon or something like that, it would be great to get a basic Swamp off the bat. I wonder, as like primarily a Vintage player, I don't even know if that's true actually. I apologize if it's erroneous. If they're also out here trying some Tezzeret Cruel Captain. Ooh, Tundra. Ocelot Pride? Do I just need to force that? You can see what's on the horizon, but they also might have days. Okay. Card's good. I wonder if anyone's ever gone like Ocelot Pride, Radiant Fountain. Well, that would be rough. Force of Will? Do they not have anything else? Or are they just going to pop off next turn? If this is bait, that would be insane, but I'm taking it. Brainstorm. Yeah, I mean, that might have been what they have. depending on, I mean, I think they know I don't play Days, so this Brainstorm is really not as desperate as it looks by Legacy standards. Okay. Seems like they had it wrapped. Brainstorm number 3. Second one cast. Third one accounted for. Get those all out of the way before I get any Bowmasters established. It seems pretty good. But I'm grateful they have not added to the board. Edict is not bad. Okay, cast Brainstorm. Put back... Do I want to keep Lorien revealed? I get kind of punished if I rip lands from here, I feel like. But am I really going to be ripping lands if I ponder and have Brainstorm? Yeah. It's not how this works. Speaking of, kicking Consult the Star Charts. It's grindtastic. Yep. Grindtastic. I can't imagine they're prioritizing Days from here. Grindtastic, I say. That's provided I don't even, like, I don't know, it is an instant. And maybe it wouldn't be terrible to make a land drop next turn. Alright, whatever. Island. Guide of Souls. Ajani. Yeah, it's all pretty good. We'll have to fight through this. Got 2 cards left over there. Another Guide of Souls. I can Edict right now and see if they want to drop... If they want to drop a Guide of Souls over Ajani. So I'll hit that 3 energy threshold. But I'm also like asking, do they really not have another creature after that? I can still do that after brainstorming. There's a land on top of my deck right now. I could also just use my life total as a resource. And yeah, double consult the star charts and find 0-point ballad or something like that. That'd be funny. Get this stuff out of here. Although they might have something with toughness 5? No, 4. Jeez. I think this is right. I don't know. Okay. Mockingbird. Probably copying Guide of Souls. Alright, Brainstorm. Weak. Oh, copying is Ajani. Going up. Yeah, we're in trouble. They're down to 1 card, but that Brainstorm hitting 3 lands was a catastrophe. Bolt. It's a little too late, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll just need to take a giant hit here and then consult the star charts. Probably need to bolt Guide of Souls, though. Yeah, I definitely do. Ponder. Would now be the time to do this? I can't cast Bowmasters after it. Let's let it go. Consult the star charts is about to be stock up for 1 more mana, but at instant speed. It's not nothing. And does this deck have any red cards is another question I have. Voice of Victory. 1 card left. What's more important to resolve? Probably for my life. Bolt is more important. And then we'll cast this with Kicker. Hopefully not get dazed. Tight. Alright, Murktide is the biggest, baddest, meanest thing around. Bowmasters can help fight the board a little bit. They'll have red permanents. Yeah, they probably... I need a way to beat Ajani, quite frankly. But I did not hit on that, so I guess, yeah, I'll just take Strix Murktide stuff. Or if I found a way to beat Voice of Victory, that'd be another thing. But yeah, it's not going to be easy. I will consider mounting my defense. Yep. Cling to Dust. It's a way to stay alive. Play Strix. Brainstorm. Do I do that instead of Murktide Regent? I don't think so. Wait, am I just gone no matter what? Yeah, I need to find an answer to Ajani or I'm gone no matter what. Or Voice of Victory. Because even if I gain 3 life, I'm at 9. I take 3 down to 6, and then they have 5 creatures, not 6. Oh no, but they'll have a 6th after that. Oh, but I'm taking potentially 2 creatures off the board. But also they could -4. That's a lot less pressure off me. I just keep Murktide in that scenario, I think. Yeah, I think this is the way to go. Don't think I can get Murktide up to lethal. Hello. What just happened? Oh, got it. Okay. I need to block one of these, right? And I think I just lose anyways because now my calculations are off. Yeah, damn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 after that. Damn. Tough. This is definitely one of our harder matchups. But I have a sweeper. It's a sweeper that costs life, which is not great. Alright. Try this again. Their blue cards aren't even of that much concern. Yeah, 0 Point Ballad, I think, is the one new card here that should be useful. But even then, like, this is not a good matchup. Bringing in 2 Fatal Push should help, though. Yeah, this is a problem I sometimes encounter with the release week videos. I get very competitive, so I end up cutting a lot of the new cards when I'm down a game. Gotta grind them out. Quantum Riddler. No, I don't think that'll be super great here. Alright, give it a shot. I'm mostly unsure if this matchup is better or worse than the non-blue version. And I also wonder, like, do they have red cards, or is Ajani's, like, god damn it. Is Ajani's bonus perk triggered off of Voice of Victory? If I mulligan against this deck, I pretty much just lose, just because keeping up is so difficult when they have most of their creatures are good for 2 or more creatures. So in Ponder we trust here. And this hand's not that horrible. Like, there's a Lightning Bolt. Opponent's keeping 7. That's not good. Okay, shuffle. Fantastic. This could be a bit of a non-match. Uh-oh. Alright, come on. I would prefer a red source. I mean, I guess that's fine too. But what are they going to play? I'm really concerned about that. Yeah, that's bad. Try and spike Force. We hit. Both on that 1 land grind. Amazing. If I get a red source, that would be nice. They might have Sword to Plowshares. They have Mockingbird. Okay. Damn it. They might have Daze in this deck. So I'll just Edict right now. And hope they continue to stumble. And if I hit a red source, I'll be feeling pretty good. Oh my goodness. I need help. Please. Brainstorm. Please help. Oh my goodness. Alright, yeah, shit. We need to start dumping these red cards. I suppose it should be probably one of the bolts. By the time I hit a red source, I'm probably going to be able to also cast Kolaghan's Command. This is rough, though. Did I do something dumb? No, I didn't. I caught a tapped land. So I draw Bolt next turn. I can play Bowmasters. Whoa. That's pretty rough, though, unfortunately, since I can just barely not catch that with Orcish Bowmasters, that trigger. How did they draw life? Or how did they gain that much life? Oh, it's when it... Okay, it triggers off itself. Got it. Alright, really hoping for a brainstorm here. Just please, brainstorm for me. You gotta move your game forward. I'm sitting back here accruing cards. It's not gonna get better for you. At least ponder for me. Be right back. Nah, that's cool. Oh, they hit another land. So we can probably expect a Johnny, unfortunately. Spinning Hydroblast. No cantrip still. Killing me right now. It's probably pretty dangerous to use Fatal Push even. Oh my god. Disgrace. I mean, if I can from the Catacombs, that'll get me a frickin' red source. But it's so likely that the next land I draw will be red. It's just pretty funny, you know? Now they're hitting lands. Voice of Victory is a real pain. Now they can safely gas up one of their creatures, so I guess I'll just cling. Oh, man. Even then, they'll have to run it into Strix. Just like not the worst thing in the world. Another Strix. I would have preferred a land. Now they can ponder in peace as well. They don't shuffle. And they're still not budging. Yeah, 0-point Ballad would actually be pretty good here, right? A red source. Now, the real question is, do I cast from the Catacombs? No, I probably just work through their board first. And present a scary one of my own. And I think I can play around a Wasteland as well. That was a bad draw. Okay. Anyways, it all starts with a bolt on Voice of Victory, I think. Then yeah, we'll just try and work on controlling the board here. If I hit a blue card at some point, from the Catacombs really goes off. They have what I would describe as a lot of life. They also might have another Force of Will by this point. You just gotta hope they don't have like some crazy bomb. Was that from Exile? I believe so. So I think they'll fight over Bowmasters in the end step. Sure got a lot of energy. Ocelot Pride. Well, that's something I think I should actually hit with Bowmasters. Let's see what they do. Still no attack, huh? Alright, play Bowmasters, hit Ocelot Pride. And then they'll gain or draw a card. I guess this is just going face. Shame. Okay, backup blue card's nice. Let's get Voice of Victory over there. And then actually get... Oh, wait. There's only one swamp in this deck! Oh! Freaking losing it! So my sequencing was completely trash. That's the other messed up thing about the release week videos, is that I do stupid stuff like this. Because it's second nature of me to just have two swamps all the time. So I should have pushed last turn. Now I can't bolt. Now we're going to let the initiative do the talking. I will force most things. Petty theft. It wouldn't be that crazy to want them to tap out, but this is a lot of card advantage for them. Like, what if they play Johnny after this? I think it's fine. Land. Johnny. One of those scary cards. It's a real ass war now. They're at 32 life. I need to actually play a lot faster. Sword to Strix. Sending them in. This wouldn't have been so bad had I left up the right kind of mana. As it stands, it's not great. Yeah, I think I'll still just pick off this Cat Warrior. It'll flip a Johnny, and I'll find a way to get rid of it. Yeah. They might not even transform. Yep. Excellent. Alrighty. Boom, boom. Brainstorm. Put back the Bowmasters weirdly. Push. Strix. Bolt's cool. Take the initiative in the baddest fashion. Go to the Forge. Forge onto Bowmasters. They have a lot of cards in hand. They have another Swords. This is God of Souls. It's being a real pain. Zero-point ballad, not very helpful right now. Hit hard. Go to the trap. Big old hit from the Catacombs on Brazen Borrower or Mockingbird? Probably Brazen Borrower. Force of Will. Dang. Ocelot Pride. Definitely block. I would have liked to bolt them, but I can't. Hydroblast, sure. So I can actually 0-point ballad for 1. Go to the Throne of the Dead 3 here. Take a Murktide Regent, I guess. Or Bowmasters. Yeah, Murktide Regent. Kolaghan's Command. CL 0-point ballad for 1. We're running out of time. Ponder. Catching up on valuable clock here. They don't shuffle. That's not good. Another attack. The biggest Guide of Souls you've ever seen. Block. Land. What's your last card? Force. F6. Frickin' initiative triggers. Just get me to the red zone with 5 minutes to win game 3. Oh my god. Where did all the time go, huh? I don't think this is going to end well for us, but I'll try. Damn, I feel like it's been a minute since I timed out on the channel, too. I spent too much time freaking out over the lack of a second swamp. Alright, so we saw Hydroblast. That makes me more reticent to rely on Kolaghan's Command. And yeah, what am I red blasting? Like, Mockingbird? Frickin' Mockingbird. Price of Progress is a way this could, well, like, gain so much life. Don't think that's gonna work. Oh, man. I think the commentary is about to get a bit shit. I'm just gonna be kind of flying by the seat of my pants here. Yeah, I don't want really any of these cards more than any of the ones I already have. Even Arc Enemy's Charm seems a little slow, although the combat trick part is kind of funny. Maybe that's more reliable than Kolaghan's Command against a deck with, you know, Hydroblast. Sheesh. Alright. Gotta play fast. Got to go fast and all that. Take my end step, stop off. Hand looks wonderful. Yield. Got a Souls turn 1. Lightning Bolt turn 1. Okay, your turn. F6, F6. Put a card on top. Ocelot Pride. Please don't have days. Surgical Mind Bolts. Down to 3 cards. If I got a land and just rocket this Kaito, I do get a land. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. F6. Ajani. Strix. Okay. Edict, non-token. Days. Now I can't play Tameo. No attack is fine. They are back a land. Wasteland now? What the heck? Force of Will's cool. Ponder, find me a land. Shuffle. Fuck. Should I be attacking? Archives back. Spinning Brainstorm. I'll happily trade. I might lose because of this force. I'll lose clock. Land. Okay, come on, Ponder. Yes. Yes. Say no. Island. Strix. Force, that's fine. Attack you. I'll force pretty much anything you do. Ponder's fine. Let's see that shuffle. They don't shuffle. Ah, shit. Yeah, whatever, force. That was a bad play. Kaito time. And now we pull ahead. Top, just to make them feel weird. Whoa. Mockingbird? That's your last card. Red Blast. Folks, I think we got it. Got the GGs. Oh. I don't want to play for a trophy right now. But I'm gonna. Okay, so technically I could do it because I'm playing Olympia tonight, and we figured it would be easier just to like come back after the Olympia show and then drive to Portland tomorrow and actually leave on tour. So I could do it. I could do it after the show tonight. Oh, I mean, you'll know by if it's dark or not in the next match. Okay, here we go, folks. We're really down to the wire here. Like, really down to the wire. But I'm getting this final match in for y'all. And I'll keep this Force of Will hand with some lands and mobility. Opponent takes a mulligan. So far, so good. They're good on 6. Let me get my end step, stop back in here. Things got a little chaotic towards the end last time. Play out the Scalding Tarn. Bloodstained Mire's a little more misleading, but if they go like Blood Moon or something, I just want an island. They also have Scalding Tarn. Alright, let's grab Undercity Sewers. See if we can sculpt a bit. Yeah, I'll take Thoughtseize. Never mind Thoughtseize. Gonna look a little bit like Storm if I do this. Whoa. Okay. Mistrized Village is a problem. Definitely taking Show and Tell. And hopefully don't Thoughtseize bug them. And then beyond that, we'll just really want to find a clock. It's a pretty stacked hand. But maybe they won't find another Show and Tell? I don't know. Bending Lotus Petal makes sense. Mistrized Village is out there. Can we do it? Bowmasters, hell yeah. Now we're hoping they cantrip a bunch. Or if they hit another Show and Tell that they just try and jam right now or something. But they don't. One unknown over there. Let's brainstorm first. Snapcaster Mage is sweet. Okay. Put back... I honestly think it's 2 lands. Because I got really punished for drawing more lands from here. Though I do acknowledge that is a little weird. Bowmasters. Ping ya. Another force is pretty nice. Alright, we'll Thoughtseize again. We're already at 15, so we're not withstanding an Emrakul hit. Thoughtseize you. Jesus. That's actually kind of good, because they are less likely to draw another one now. Unless they, dot dot dot. Unless they get Thoughtseize bugged again. Ancient Tomb. 4-turn clock. Feels nowhere near fast enough. Maybe I will brainstorm into lane Kaito or something. No, but I do hit more Bowmasters, so I'll commit those to the race. Marginally faster. I don't even think this drops it to 3. Oh no, it does. Maybe I can take yet another turn off the clock if I just really look hard for something like Lightning Bolt, Cunning Wish. What's Cunning Wish gonna find? An instant from outside the game? It's something I can literally force with this Mistrized Village. So I might as well do it. If they find Show and Tell, it's just over. I'll force. Would be a great time for them to draw a land or something like that. Alright, cast Brainstorm. 0-point Ballad. Not what I'm interested in. Cast Ponder. Yep, Shuffle. Okay. They either have it or they don't, you know? Into the Flood Maw. Do I force that? There's just so little that matters next turn. Well, I guess I could force a cantrip. Oh, man. This is killing me. If I was really nutty, I would just force this, right? Just put them on a 2-turn clock. And maybe they'll play around Lightning Bolt too. And not use their Ancient Tomb. I mean, either way, like, it's not good. Brainstorm. Well, fortunately, Show and Tell is a sorcery, so I don't think that was going to end well for them no matter what. Stealing game 1 off of Show and Tell is amazing, because this is not a good matchup for this version of the deck. Alright, take some Red Blasts and Surgicals. The second Thoughtseize is crucial. Side out 0-point Ballad. Probably side out Archenemy's Charm. And Starfield Vocalist. Yep. Yep. Trophies on the line. Kind of important to get these cards out of here. Mountain. Bolt. Cling to Dust. Secur-Secundi. Gosh. Yeah, the more I think about it, why did I even put this in the deck? I feel like this is good for Black Stompy. Like, my creatures don't really have any power, you know? Like, how am I going to station this thing? In what world am I stationing this thing? Yeah, I think I'd rather side this out rather than the basic mountain, even. I mean, I guess both could go, but that seems risky. Another bolt out. Part of me is even entertaining the thought of having From the Catacombs over a lightning bolt, just because lightning bolt feels quite anemic in the matchup, unless you're going for that win. But 20 life is a lot. Don't we know it? Price of Progress also doesn't seem insane. If we're doing that, I mean, if we're leaving bolts in the deck, if we're at that stage, we might as well have Price and not Lightning Bolt. It's funny. It's a funny world we found ourselves in. Yeah, there's a Red Blast. Keep. Delta Go. Multiple Bowmasters is not bad. Yep. Pass it back. Hedge Maze. Put a card on top. Carpet of Flowers. Alright, I'm pretty interested in playing around that. Although I do have this Underground Sea in hand. I'll have to indulge them a little bit. But overall, like, I'm not incredibly concerned. I'm usually pretty happy to see Carpet, actually. Don't usually try to fight over mana in general. Show and Tell. I mean, I'll Red Blast. There we go. Veil Summer. They don't draw, but their Show and Tell is uncounterable. So that will happen. I think I put an Underground Sea so I can Edict. Ooh. Emrakul. Alright, they get an extra turn. Before they draw, though... How am I going to get this Omniscience off the field? Maybe if they just dead draw from here on out. I don't know. It's not a good spot. That worked. Rainforest. And they're done. Alright. Another Edict. I really want a Red Blast for that Omniscience. Brazen Borrower also does fine. Price of Progress. Is that where we're at? It doesn't even deal that much damage. Ah, crap. Maybe we can see. It's literally something. Yeah, they're just hitting lands. That one's basic, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe Price of Progress isn't that good. It's like 4 damage, when I really should just be looking for a way to blow up Omniscience. Until then, it really doesn't matter how many islands I have. Strix, spin that. We are on the hunt. Brainstorm. Maybe I consult first? Sure. Consign of Memory is not bad. Force of Will can actually answer something. Maybe I take Ponder, though. No, I think I like Consign here. Stopping Emrakul triggers is also very nice. Quantum Riddler. Don't think Bolt's gonna help. I need to apply more pressure. But not to the extent that I'm going to cast Bowmasters right now. Got a Forest. So yeah. They are thinking about Price of Progress at least a little. They continue to brick as well, which is incredible for me. I mean, they might not brick. They might be hitting, like, Force of Will and stuff like that. But rather than force this, than, like, something that protects their combo. Alright, come on, come on, come on. Force of Will. How long can they really brick for? Seems like a long time. Oh my god. Should have kept that Price of Progress, it turns out. Alright, come on, a little help here. Brainstorm? That's good. Yo. I'll take it. I will take it. Feels like their last card's like Brainstorm or something. I'm not entirely sure. But we could beat an Atraxa. They're still passing the turn. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Shit. Oh. Alright, they're at 1. We can overrun an Emrakul. They make blue. Intuition? What are they gonna get? Because I feel like if they do get Emrakul, we can beat that. Yeah, I'm not gonna fight over Intuition. That might be silly of me. They don't have 3 Atraxes. I don't think that's how this works. Yeah, they can have Emrakul. Or do I just give them Atraxa and then counter it? No, I don't think so. It's too risky. Am I crazy for this? I just feel like they have Veil of Summer or something. Nothing else really makes sense. Counter that. We did it! Holy cow. Now, that's pretty cool. I'm glad things worked out the way they did. But similar to the Dragonstorm video, it's going to be pretty funny to have this deck on my record, and I hope it doesn't encourage anyone to do anything silly, like run Starfield Vocalist in their Grixis Control deck and expect to win. Or I think even more egregious is Secur-Secundi. The more I think about this, the less I think it's possible to ever really make working Grixis Control, because we're already fighting on such thin margins that it's not easy. It's not easy to pull this off. But boy, it feels so good when you do pull it off. My god. Consult the star charts was really cool. The only problem is that Impulse has existed for a long time, but Impulse with Kicker is not, so yeah, I'd be willing to put this in the stock up slot, even though stock up has already kind of lapsed from my stock list, whatever stock means for Grixis Control. I could throw Consult the Star Charts back in because it felt fun playing with this card. I like the selection it provides, and the fact that it can be a 2-for-1 in the late game with even greater selection is great. And then 0 Point Ballad, super clutch against that Ocelot Pride, and probably would have been even better in that matchup in a lot of other scenarios, but it didn't come up. What else? Didn't get to use Quantum Riddler. I pitched it to Force of Will, which, same with Starfield Vocalist, proves that at the floor, blue cards, there's a lot of forgiveness for them. You can fit them in a lot of places. But I would have liked to see this do more stuff. But also, when am I ever going to cast a 4/6 creature for 5 mana, you know? And too many things need to line up for this to work out. But I could see it in a Riddlesmith Kill a Bee style deck, which is funny because it's called Quantum Riddler, so it checks out. And then Arch Enemy's Charm. This was so cool. Getting to, when it got back Snapcaster Mage and Bowmasters, and then Snapcaster flashed back Arch Enemy's Charm, and I got Kaito and Baleful Strix. That was sweet. I never got to use it as a removal spell, thank God, because 3 mana 1-for-1 removal is insane. And then I never got to use the combat trick either, which is sad. Imagine Murktide with lifelink, that'd be insane. But of course, you know, black, black, black. Very difficult for this deck to pull off. It wasn't in the game against Painter, but I think most of the time, if you're contending with Wasteland and stuff where you usually want these grindy effects anyways, I can't really in good conscience recommend this card. I think it's a little irresponsible to do so, but it's really cool. I mean, if you want to play Arch Enemy's Charm, I showed you, it's possible. If the card's really calling to you, go for it. I think that's really what it boils down to. If it's calling to you, try it out. We trophied with this. It's possible. It's out there. We faced a lot of scary decks this time too. This was not a walk in the park. We faced Blue-Black Reanimator, Karnforge Ring, Red Painter, Boros Energy kind of. It was like the blue side of things. So it was like Jeskai Energy. Yeah, we had to contend with a lot this league, and I didn't play perfectly. And I have to leave on tour in, well, I already played the first show of tour, and now I'm actually going to like go to sleep. Well, first I'm going to edit this and make sure it comes out, because the world needs to see Edge of Eternities. And yeah, I can't wait to come back and play more Magic. I hope tour is short, because, yeah, I mean, format has just been so good to Grixis Control for so many years now, and I don't see any reason for that to stop. Seems like a good place to end it, a good note to end on. Thank you so much. Please check out the Patreon to support the channel. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all next time.